Hello everybody and welcome back. We are here for week 16 of the hashtag Altered Index Challenge 2024. This is the challenge that I'm running in my Facebook group, Nonstop Papercrafts. It's also being hosted in the Junk Journaling for Everyone Facebook group. I have got a playlist on my channel, so if you want to check out the other videos, maybe do a bit of a catch up or just see what the other prompts were, you can go to that playlist and see all previous videos. They are also listed in both of those Facebook groups as well, so you can go and check them out there. As I said, we're here for week 16, so not a lot of supplies needed for this week. We have, the prompts are brown, the word is happiness, and the thing is doodle. So I have gathered some bits that's going to help me with this one. Now, like I said, this is probably going to be a very simple one, and I think my last couple have actually been a little bit simple, but I'm hoping this is also going to be fun with the doodle element. So I've obviously got my size card. I'm using a 6x4 index card. You can use whatever size you wish to use. I've also got some, this is a craft colour sticker paper, so I'm going to use this just because it's easier to then apply to here. But just some craft coloured paper or Amazon packaging paper if you want to use that for your brown. That will work just as well. And then for the happiness, I don't actually have a stamp that says happiness, but I was going through my stamps and I found this one again. Now, I did use this one in a previous one when I think the word was dream, and I used this top corner one. But then I noticed that this obviously has happy. So I thought happy, happiness, it's close enough. So what I was thinking is having create happy moments and then doing my doodling around it. So I'm going to use those three to create that. I'm also going to use this flower stamp, and then I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a Zen doodle on the inside as my doodle part. That's my plan. So very, very basic. I'm literally using ink stamps and this brown paper and my fine liner. So it's going to be literally just brown and black. But like I said, hoping with the doodle bit, it's going to be a bit of fun. So the first thing I need to do is cut this paper to size. So I'm just going to bring in my trimmer and move some of these things over. So, oops, my index card, as I said, is 4 by 6. So I'm going to do that. 4. Oh, open that up. By 6. Okay, so that's that. To do my stamping, I am going to use my stamping platform just because it's easier. For my flower, I will just use this on a stamping block, but for this bit, because I want to make sure that the sentiment prints clearly, or stamps clearly rather, I want to do it on the platform. So it was create happy moments, wasn't it? So let's line that up on here. So create happy moments, and it doesn't have to be dead center, but I'm going to try and get it as in the center as I can. So like that. And I'm trying to keep my stamping platform over to this side only because where I have my ring light, it kind of glares a little bit. So I'm just trying to keep it on this side so it's a little bit away from the light. Okay, so bring that panel over to pick them up. And then I'm going to do my inking. The nice thing about the stamping platform, if it doesn't stamp particularly clearly, then at least I can go in again. Oh, that wasn't too bad actually. I think I'm just going to maybe just do it one more time. That'll do. Okay, we'll keep that out because we need that for the flower. So I'm just going to clean off these words and put them back where they belong. With happy birthday. Right, okay, so I want to try and cover up the writing as best as I can. So I'm going to use a post-it just to try and cover it a little bit. But I'm thinking I might need to use different sized post-its. So I'm going to put that one over there. And it's just so that when I do my stamping in a moment with my flower, that I'm not getting it on here. I mean, I don't mind if it overlaps a little bit with the black block part, but obviously I don't want it going over the writing. I'm just going to tear that off. I'm actually going to do that with a pair of scissors because I don't want the rough edge. So I do apologise that this video is a little bit later out than it usually is. If I'm honest, I completely didn't realise it was Tuesday. It's been one of them again. Been crazy, crazy, crazy busy. Right, so that's that bit. And that will cover up that bit. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you can see a bit of the black border. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with this stamp. Let's get rid of that. Oh, lovely. Yeah, I'm just going to stamp this around the outside. If you have any of those Zen Doodle stamps, then obviously you could just stamp one of those. I think I do. I think I've got a bird, but I didn't think that would quite work with this. I thought I needed something that will go round my writing a little bit better. So that's why I'm choosing the flowers. I do realise I'm going on my mat. I will clear that up in a moment. I think I just need one little bit up in this corner. Like that. Right, let's do a clean up before we carry on. Right, okay, so I'm just going to peel these bits off. And then that's worked quite well. So I've still got Create Happy Moments and I've got my lovely flowers around the outside. So this is where we get to be fun and creative and do our doodling. So as I said, I was going to do some of it like a Zen doodle. Now it doesn't have to be the entire thing. So I'm not necessarily going to do all petals like a Zen doodle. I might just do odd bits here and there. I mean, it actually looks quite pretty as it is, but I need to get that obviously that doodle pattern in. So I'm just going to have a play around with some of the petals and just create some patterns in them. So again, you can be as playful and as whimsical as you like. I'm just going to start drawing shapes and kind of see where I get to. But that's why I was kind of hoping that a doodle might be quite fun, because I don't know about you, but I do like to doodle. Not saying that my doodles are any good, they're absolutely not. But generally when I'm in meetings and things, and I've got my diary and my planner in front of me, I'm quite often drawing flowers and circles and all sorts of things in the corner. Of course, I'm still listening to what's going on, but I do like to doodle. Okay, so I'm just going to do that randomly in some of the petals. Like I said, it's not going to necessarily be all of them, but I think it just adds, again, a little bit of fun. So I'm going to repeat that on this one. Now I realise it didn't stamp all the way, and that's not too much of a problem. I can add that in. But yeah, I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing what people do with this and seeing how other people doodle. As I say, for this particular flower, I'm just going to repeat this, but I'll do different patterns in different flowers. But it doesn't have to be thought out, it doesn't have to be planned. That's the quite nice thing about doodling, isn't it? And I think it's more effective when you don't necessarily do every single piece. You're just doing some of them. And I actually think this technique, see, I'm quite new to Zen doodling. I mean, I've possibly been doing this for a long time. I just didn't realise it had a name. But then obviously now you have the Zen Doodle stamps, which I guess is then the brand of it. But it essentially is the same sort of thing, isn't it? You have a shape and then it has a variety of different patterns within it. As I said, I think I've got a bird and a frame. That's that kind of Zen Doodle pattern. I think I want to do one more. Actually, no, I might leave it there because I kind of feel like one needs to go here, but I think it's going to be too much. Right, that's that one done. We'll move on to something else. So one, then what can I have for this one? Maybe we'll have some stripes. And I think this technique has been really good for me because I'm very much a perfectionist. I like things to look a certain way. And as I say, when I make my silly little doodles in my planner and my diary, I don't really think too much of it. So I thought this would be fun to do in journaling and as a challenge for the altered index, because oddly enough, when I'm making my journals and things like that, then I do become a bit of a perfectionist again, which is really silly because it's the same thing, isn't it? But it's nice to kind of just let go and just embrace something a little bit different. Okay, so there's another one. So I've got kind of oval shapes, I've got some stripes. What else could I have? Maybe a bit of a checker going on. So let's have a look. We can kind of just do some wibbly wobbly lines as well. It doesn't have to be. I mean, I remember doing this as a kid. We used to do this with the checkers. But again, just adds a fun little element. So there's that one. I think I'm going to do one back here. So again, I'm just extending the lines really that are already there. And just bringing some the other way. It's actually quite a nice relaxing one. Normally I feel like I'm just cutting and sticking, but this time I actually get to play, have a little bit of a doodle. Let's do another one of these. Right, okay, so checkered, oval, stripes. What else can we have? I think I might just do dots. So I'm just going to do a dotted one. Who's that artist that just uses dots? I can't remember. There's a particular artist. I want to say it begins with an L. Somebody will know. Mention it in the comments if you know who it is. I'm sure it begins with L. I might be wrong. But there's an artist that just used dots, and it's quite common obviously in things like comics and things like that. Now, of course, if you were doing this yourself, you do not have to use the same colours of me. I just thought brown is my background, and I just thought that having the black stamp over the top and then going with the black would make it look really nice. But you certainly don't have to copy me. You could add lots of different colour to yours. I need to think what I'm going to do for the last two. But I'm really liking how it's coming along. It's looking pretty good already. Do you know, I think these could become addictive. I might have to do that. I might have to just stamp some images, maybe in my planner, and then just do this. My head teacher is going to be wondering what on earth I'm doing if I'm just sort of dotting away in the corner of my diary while she's talking at me. Okay, so we've got dots, we've got checkered, we've got stripes, we've got curves. What else could we do? Let's maybe do a bit of a zigzag. Should we do a zigzag? Yeah, let's go for it. Let's do a zigzag. Where should we start? Let's do the little one. So it's going to look a little bit like diamonds because of the way that you zigzag. Yep, quite like that. Then possibly, where do I want the next one? Maybe this way. Something like that. Then maybe this one. The nice thing about the doodle is if you mess up a little bit, it doesn't actually matter because nobody's really going to notice, like I just did there. There's that one. Let's do one at the back. That. Right, okay, so that leaves me with just one. So I've got this one. What could I do? I I might do a hatch. So obviously where that one, I've got lines going that way, I then just might hatch it. And do it like that. You're not going to see very many of these petals obviously because it's just off the side. But like that. Okay, so I am super happy with that. I think that's turned out really well. We've got our doodle. It's on brown, and like I said, I've played with happiness. I've got happy, create happy moments, and I think that will do. So now it's just getting it onto the card. Now we all know that I'm useless with stickers, so you're going to have to bear with me a moment. Oh, I think I've actually peeled that quite quickly. That never happens. Yeah, I've actually got ink on this side, so let's maybe stick it this way. This is why we don't use sticker paper, because we can't stick things down. Okay, I'm going to roll that back on, fold it over slightly, and do it little by little. So let's line up this edge. Oh, you can't even see that, can you? Going to line up this edge. Now, as I've explained before, these index cards are cheap index cards, and they're not always exactly the right size. So it is quite likely that even though I've cut this 6x4, it doesn't mean that it's going to fit properly on the card, but that's that done anyway. Okay, it's on there. It is overlapping slightly, so we can trim that. That's not a problem. Oops. And I think there was a bit, teeny tiny bit on this side. Awesome. Right, so all we need to do is pop the tab on. So I'm just grabbing my template. So it's obviously going to be all the way down this end. And I even did my tab in a black, just because I thought obviously it then goes with the theme of the card. So I'm just going to line this up and then pop that behind. Okay, and there is my card. So create happy moments. I've stamped my flowers, given them a little bit of a doodle. And I actually really love this card. It is very simple. It's very flat. There's not much to it, but it was fun. And like I said, I think this might be addictive. I think I might be doing this more often, stamping some images and, yeah, instead of colouring them in, doodling inside them instead. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this week's challenge. Don't forget to post in the Facebook group or Instagram using the hashtag #AlteredIndex2024. That way myself and others can find you. There are lots of people that are taking part in this challenge, so do search up that hashtag and go and take a look, like I said, either in Facebook, Instagram, and even YouTube. Lots of people are doing this and the cards are really brilliant, so go and check those out. Thank you very much everybody, and I'll see you all in the next crafty video. Bye for now.